First, a massive sugar rush floods your system with energy.
Imagine this. For 7 days straight, you're on a diet of nothing but sugar. I'm talking candy, soda, chocolate, anything and everything sweet. Sounds kind of like a childhood dream, doesn't it? But what would actually happen to your body if you did that? Well, today we're going to find out.
So let's get right into it. What if you really could eat only sugar for a whole week? Would you just be buzzing with incredible energy 24/7, or would that sweet dream turn into a total nightmare? We are about to go on a day-by-day journey to see what happens, and it gets pretty intense.
All right, so to really get a grip on what's going on, we're going to track this day by day. We're going to follow what happens inside your body from that very first sugary bite on day 1 all the way to what can only be described as a crisis point by day 7. So let's start the clock.
Day 1. It starts out great. Your body gets flooded with glucose, and your brain gets this massive hit of fuel. For a little while, you feel amazing. You're energetic, you're happy, maybe even a little bit hyper. But here's the thing. It's a total roller coaster, because what goes up has to come crashing down. That incredible rush is immediately followed by a hard crash. Your blood sugar tanks, and all of a sudden you're tired, you're cranky, and guess what? You're hungry again. And that cycle just repeats all day long.
By the time you get to day 2, something really weird starts happening. Even though you're eating tons of calories, you feel hungry all the time. It makes no sense, right? Your stomach is full, but your body is sending out these powerful starvation signals. So what is going on?
Well, the answer is pretty simple. Your body is missing everything that actually matters. See, your stomach might be full of sugar, but your cells are absolutely screaming for the real stuff. Sugar has zero protein to build and repair you. It has no fiber for your gut, no healthy fats for your brain, and none of the crucial vitamins and minerals that basically run the entire show. So you're not just hungry, your body is in the middle of a nutrient famine. And that's why you start feeling weak and dizzy.
On day 3, that illusion of energy from day 1 is completely gone. Think of it like this. Sugar is like throwing a piece of paper on a fire. You get a big, quick flame, but it's gone in a second. What you really need are logs, the kind of long-lasting fuel you get from protein and fats. Without them, your energy levels just hit rock bottom. You're left feeling incredibly tired with this thick brain fog that makes it hard to think straight.
And you know, it's not just your energy and your brain that are in trouble. By day 4, the problem has moved down to your digestive system. A healthy gut needs one thing that this diet has absolutely none of: fiber. Without it, your entire internal plumbing system just grinds to a halt.
The results are not pleasant. First, you've got constipation and stomach pain because, well, nothing's moving. But the problem is actually much deeper. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, right? All this sugar is a massive feast for the bad bacteria. So imagine your gut is a garden. You've stopped watering all the good plants, and you're just dumping fertilizer on the weeds. Those weeds go crazy, they take over, and you're left with an unbalanced gut that leads to bloating and serious discomfort.
As we hit day 5, the crisis spreads to your body's own security team, your immune system. Your immune cells are like an army, and they need supplies to fight, things like vitamin C and zinc. On a sugar-only diet, those supply lines have been completely cut. We know from research that high sugar intake actually suppresses your immune system, leaving you totally vulnerable to every cold, virus, or infection that happens to be passing by.
Now, here's a twist that might actually surprise you. You'd think that eating nothing but sugar would make you lose weight, wouldn't you? But by day 6, the exact opposite is happening. Your body has flipped an emergency switch. It's getting so much useless energy that it can't burn, so it does the only thing it can think of to survive. It starts storing it as fat.
It's a pretty wild biological process, actually. Your liver is forced to work overtime. It takes all that extra glucose floating around and converts it into something called triglycerides, which is just a fancy word for a type of fat. Then those triglycerides get packed up and shipped out to be stored in your fat cells. Your body is literally building new fat from pure sugar.
Let's just pause for a second and look at this timeline. It's a pretty stark picture of a rapid decline. What started as just a simple sugar crash on day 1 has snowballed into brain fog, gut pain, a weak immune system, and now your body is actively storing fat. It's been a cascade of one system failure after another, and it's all leading up to the final day.
By day 7, your body is in a full-on crisis. We're talking about a level of fatigue so severe you can barely get out of bed. Your muscles are weak because they've had no protein to repair themselves. Your moods are all over the map because of the constant blood sugar chaos.
And now we're starting to touch on serious long-term health risks, like a much higher chance of developing type 2 diabetes and heart disease down the road.
Okay, so after that pretty grim week, let's totally flip the script. We've just seen exactly what happens when you give your body the absolute worst fuel imaginable. So now, let's talk about the good stuff. What does your body actually need?
The answer is balanced fuel. And this isn't some new fad diet. This is just basic biology. It's getting the right combination of macronutrients, that's your proteins, fats, and complex carbs, and micronutrients, your vitamins and minerals. This is the fuel that builds muscle, protects your organs, and gives you that steady all-day energy we all want.
And here they are. These are the real power-ups. We're talking about vibrant vegetables full of vitamins, quality protein to repair your body, healthy fats to fuel your brain, fruits for fiber, and whole grains for that slow-burn energy. This stuff isn't just food, it's literally instructions that you're giving your body on how to thrive.
So, let's wrap this up. After everything we've seen in this 7-day experiment, what's the big takeaway? What's the one thing you really need to remember?
It's this. Your body is not a garbage can. It is an incredible, high-performance machine, way more complex than any supercar or computer. And just like any elite machine, it only runs well when you give it the right fuel. What you put in directly, and I mean directly, impacts what you get out in energy, in health, in everything.
And I'll just leave you with this final thought. In a world that is just packed with sweet temptations, it's so important to remember that the things that feel good for a quick second aren't always the things that are actually good for us in the long run. Because sometimes the sweetest things can have the biggest and most bitter consequences.
Subscribe for more healthy tips. Your brain and body will thank you. Hit subscribe now.